Hey guys, today I'm in our lovely Moscow or Moskva, how we call it in Russia. But unfortunately, we came here to the hospital because my brother has a very rare disease. It's not very dangerous, but it is very uncommon. And in my city, Tula, doctors don't know what to do with it. That's why we come here sometimes to examine his problem. And I want to show you around this hospital and in general about Moscow. So if you're interested, please stay with me and let's go. We went to Moscow by car. It is around 180 kilometers from my hometown Tula. And of course, on our way, we found a lot of gasoline stations. And I know you guys are very interested about the fuel situation in Russia right now, so let's check it out together. I noticed that in the suburbs of Moscow there are really quite long car lines, as you can see it now. But the more you come to the center of Moscow, the less car lines you can see. This is really quite surprising for me because I thought it is different. The prices of gasoline are also very unstable, and at some gasoline stations there were so many cars just because of the good price. In Russia, someone even recently created a website. It is called GDBens. It is a map with all gasoline stations in different cities, and you can check the availability of the fuel there. I think it was an absolutely genius idea. Now this website has a lot of fans, and also you can use an AI tool to choose the best gasoline station for your preferences. This is our destination for today. This hospital is called RDKB. It is the best hospital, child hospital in Russia. And people come here from all over the Russia because they have the best specialists. This is a bus stop, also electronic scooters. In Russia they are very popular, especially during summer. And now I will show you the oncology block. It is called like this, and it is one of the most beautiful here. Look at this, very colorful for kids who suffer from oncology. I really like how they made this design for children who have this serious disease, and I hope that it helps them, a little bit to feel better. And this is that block where my brother is getting his treatment now. Honestly, this particular block really looks very old. It's like in Soviet times, very grey building. But doctors here are very cool, really. Look also at these blocks of flats. They are from Soviet times, but they a little bit colored in, with pink and blue paint, so it looks a little bit more beautiful. Now guys, let's go inside the hospital, and actually they have very strict rules. Only patients can visit it, and also one of the parents. My mom agreed to help me, so this part was filmed by her. This hospital doesn't look very modern, but what I was shocked about is that they had their own church inside with a priest, and actually people could just pray for their child's health. Usually people come here with some serious or uncommon diseases because they have really the best doctors and very advanced equipment. They do some really difficult operations, and also they have an organ donation center. For you to understand, in my hometown Tula, doctors even couldn't examine my brother's problem. That's why they sent us to Moscow. And in Moscow, doctors at least knew about this disease, but still it turned out to be extremely rare. Also in this hospital there is a very good canteen. Their food is really delicious, guys. For example, these cakes are top notch, really. The prices are also very reasonable and much lower than in just normal canteens. As you see, they have really many guests. My brother and mom also bought me some pilaf. I ate it in the evening and guys, it was the best pilaf in my life. Maybe I was just too much hungry, but it was really tasty. Overall, they paid 1,200 rubles. It is around $15 for all this food that you can see now. Near RDKB hospital there is a small park and now we're going to explore it. It is really very cool that they have it here because in summer it is so hot. I don't know what is the weather right now, but I think it's around 30 degrees Celsius. It is very lovely to walk under the shadow of trees. We also found a small skateboard stadium here. As you see, there are kids who are doing different stunts. Wow, it was really good. I always wondered, like, aren't they afraid to do all these things or not? Oh, yeah, goodbye. It is interesting to see that all buildings in Moscow are very tall, because in my city we have many 5-story buildings, but here they live in really just huge blocks of flats. And yeah, it looks really interesting. And here we also can see a gasoline station. It is called Tatneft, but as you see, it doesn't work. They don't have gasoline, they just show 00 on this board. By the way, if you want to cross the road, you can push this button. And after that, you can go. Yeah, it's really very useful, you know. In my city, we don't have such buttons. Yeah, Moscow is beautiful, no doubt. It has really plenty of things to do, but it is a very noisy city. And now we are going to this shopping center. It is called Galeon. It is really huge, guys. Yeah, we want to get some food there. Now we are inside the shopping center and we saw Rostix, this is Russian KFC. So maybe we are going to visit it. And yeah, in Moscow there are always so many different shops. I like walking here. Oh my god, guys, it is so hot outside. I'm just melting down. I know that in some other countries also there is very hot weather. Like, I've heard about Europe that you're just melting down also. It is very difficult to manage. And while my brother and mom were at the hospital, I decided to go to the bank with my dad. And this is, by the way, the closest metro station to the hospital. It is called Trapareva. Now, guys, at the metro you can pay just with your bank card, but also you can buy a ticket. Wow, by the way, quite beautiful metro station. I didn't expect that it would be beautiful, but in Moscow, you know, all the stations are great. So now we are going to find our road, Moscow metro, is very much complex.
Осторожно, двери закрывай.
Look, guys, what a beautiful church I found here. It is so beautiful, wow. It also has clocks there. Very beautiful. I like these ornaments. So guys, now I came to an interesting place. It is a bank of Kyrgyzstan. In Russia we have an office of it, and I really found out about it recently on threads. People were saying like, we opened a foreign card in Russia with Swift payments transfers, and I was really surprised about it. I didn't know that it is possible to open a foreign card in Moscow. And now I finally did it. I fulfilled all these documents and I'm waiting for my card in 2 weeks. I hope that everything will go smoothly. If you didn't know, in Russia foreign cards don't work, so if you come from abroad to Russia, you won't be able to use your Visa or MasterCard card, you know. And also with Russians, we don't have now Swift transfers. We have our Russian payment system, it is called Mir, and all Swift procedures are blocked, so you can't transfer money from Russia to other countries and from other countries to Russia. And for me, guys, it was such a pain because I couldn't transfer money from YouTube to my bank account, and I wanted to go abroad for it, like to Belarus, to make a card, but it is quite pricey, you know. I didn't have money for it, and now I found this solution. I hope so much that it will work, because previously I used different other methods of transactions, you know, and they were quite risky. This bank is called Ail Bank, so it is a Kyrgyzstan bank, official one, and they just have an office in Moscow. It is a small office actually. When I came here I was really surprised that it is tiny, but quite nice. If you ask me how it works, you just make the letter of authority in Russia, and after that they go with this letter to Kyrgyzstan and open a bank card for you. I honestly was afraid very much that it can be a fraud or they will take loans on my name, but everything was okay. You know, in general, life in Russia became much harder because of the sanctions, because of the all blockages, and of course people can bypass many things, but still you have to give your efforts to it, your money and your energy. And you know what I noticed about Russia is that Russians have very different lives. Some people are rich, some people are poor, some people are affected by the special military operation, and some are not. So people mostly are disconnected and don't understand each other. But I hope, guys, that you liked this video. If so, please support me with your likes, comments, and I will see you in my next videos. Bye bye!